let's start with some question. Do you know how to start a company? For example, that do action cameras. Is it easy or is it difficult? What do you say? It's very easy to start that kind of company. You only need one component. You only need a technology from Ambarella. It doesn't matter that you are a GoPro, you are Xiaomi or any other company focused on action cameras. You just need one component, one technology from one company. There are many sport cameras, there are many action cameras, but there are only one company on the whole world with that kind of technology. And is it hard to start the iBeacon-oriented company? There are many companies like that in Poland, and is it hard to start that kind of company? Most of them raised a lot of money. Most of them are number one on the newspapers. So it should be hard to start that kind of company. No, if you look inside each of these devices, you will notice that inside of each of them there's only one component from only one company on the world. It's a Nordic company, Nordic Semiconductors, and it doesn't matter that you're looking inside the ST-Mode, Contact.io, Eyefinity, etc. Inside of each of them there is only Nordic technology. And is it hard to start a virtual reality-oriented company? For now? Maybe, but thanks to my company, it will be as easier as to start action cam-based company, iBeacon-oriented company, and for now, it will be also as easy to start a virtual-oriented company. Because the Bifrost that you started, we shared the idea to make VR movie creation as easy as possible. We are going to be, for that business, for that industry, the same that Kodak used to be for analog photography, a totally game changer and a totally innovator. But as other startup companies, a year ago we had the same toothing problem that most of companies has. We needed an investor. So we prepared some decks and started journey from one VVC to another, and we share with them vision of fine product, of top product on the market with the finest quality, the finest features, etc. And what they say to us: prepare MVP. And if you want to build a product like that, we're going to give you money to build the MVP. But is it possible to conquer the world with MVP? Imagine how to conquer with not really suitable product. It's in my opinion, the biggest problem of Polish startup ecosystem, because it is not ready to conquer the world with the best fitted product. And in my opinion, in some kind of industries, the Polish startup ecosystem need to find out that it's sometimes, and in my opinion, usually impossible to build an MVP, especially if you are going to build something great. Most of VCs, most of seed founding companies won't believe 1 year ago that the virtual reality industry will be something very huge, will change the world of mass-word media. Now, I will show them how New York Times, about a month ago, put 1 million of VR headsets on the market just for free. That is something that happens in New York. Discovery closed one of their typical satellite channels just to open only based in virtual reality channel. So the Discovery also goes virtual reality. Because the promise of virtual reality is and always has been enormous. Just, as you see, put on the goggles, go nowhere by physics side and be transported anywhere by your mind. Really, anywhere. There are no limitation of time, there are no limits of space, distance. You may be a poor guy, but now, thanks to virtual reality, you are able to feel how it is like to be, for example, on the top of Mount Everest. That's something that Mark Zuckerberg understood by putting $2 billion into Oculus Rift company about 2 years ago, because he believed that virtual reality may really change the world, and so do we. And now, virtual reality industry is going, and virtual reality market is going to be one of the biggest and fastest growing digital market ever. It's going to hit some enormous value by very, very quick time. And that's something that happens only in probably smartphones market, smartphones industry. And VR is going to do it again. Of course, as any other markets, is going to be divided. But that market, for now, depended on something called headsets, something called goggles to enter that virtual world. You may see Oculus Rift, the base company on the world, HTC Vive, if it will be possible, and some jokes from Google like Cardboard. So now there are no limits for the end users, and in January, February, when this product will be put on the market, there will be really no limits by end users. But as any other digital market, the problem is how to deliver good quality in very reasonable price. For now, it's impossible. Because as you see, Adweek magazine told that creation of some very short movie to be applied in virtual reality is enormous expensive. But there are solutions on the market. There are solutions that are familiar to our products. For example, from Google. Here is a Google Jump project. But remember, in Polish VC's opinion, none big company will enter that market. Google, GoPro, Jaunt VR, company that raised really huge amount of money. And Nokia. Do you remember Nokia? A giant communication company from Finland. Here it is. Nokia also enters VR industry. But how to compete as small startup with those giants? How being a mouse in this ecosystem to fight with dinosaurs? You may see it's impossible because the dinosaurs may smash the mouse. But are there any dinosaurs in the real ecosystem now? No, because companies that are smarter, that are faster, may always win with the giants, but in very specific use cases. So let's look at the Google Jump. It's a camera array. You may see 16 GoPro cameras put it together into one installation, into one semi-device. And the goal of this device is to record whole environment in the same time. Each camera is recording a part of the environment. Is it easy to create content like that in this way, using this device? In Google's opinion, is the best way. But let's look. To create 1 minute of that kind of video for virtual reality applications, you need a really lot of time, a lot of patience, and of course a lot of money. Because let's do some analysis about that. First, to create 1 minute of video, you need to put 16 GoPro cameras into that plastic construction. It is about 8 minutes. Then you need to configure each of them. It's about 20 clicks per each camera. So you need to turn it off, make some settings, and then do it again and again and again and again, 16 times. It also takes a little bit time. Then you just need to record. So for 1 minute of video, you need to record 1 minute. That's the easiest part of this. Then you need to remove the cameras. Also, 16 cameras, one by one. You need to put it out from the camera rig. Then you need to connect each of these cameras from Google's based product into your computer. So 16 cameras, one by one, you need to connect to your PC. Of course, turn it on. Of course, you need to carry is the battery also working. And you need drag and drop the files from the camera into your PC, of course, giving the correct names to that. Then you need to stitch, which means you need to connect the images from each of these files using specialized software as one image. Then there are some post-production tricks like synchronization, exposure, correction, etc. And the final part is to publish. So to create 1 minute using Google's and GoPro's way is really difficult and time-wasting process. Thanks to the technology that we are working on in Bifrost, that process will be that easy. To create 1 minute of video, you just need 1 minute. And that's our goal. Of course, in our ecosystem, we've got a lot of tools for video creation, because our goal was to make a solution as end-to-end technology for virtual reality movie makers. So we may put on the market cameras, as you see one slide before. We may give a tools, a software for video production and post-production, and also rendering engines and players for a typical end users. Also, we are a video production studio, but that's not the point of this presentation. Using our software, we achieved something that was for now impossible. Let's look at the example. Some says that I need to turn off my pilot, connect the virtual reality headset. Please look here. The virtual reality headset looks like this. You need to put it on your head, and by here you may see the video looking around. So let's start it. Okay, one more second because I didn't connect it. One more second. Okay. About half a year ago, Google, with YouTube platform, started to support 360-degree video. Of course, you may. We don't have it on a screen. So now, okay, here it is. YouTube. Of course, you may look around in this video using your touch screen, using your touchpad, using the cursors. But as Google said, it is impossible for now to see this kind of content using typical headset like this. But thanks to Bifrost technology, using virtual reality headsets, it is now possible to see YouTube content using your VR headsets. And for now, we are the only company in the world that makes it possible. Let's look at the Facebook. About 2, maybe 3 weeks ago, Mark Zuckerberg told that it's also impossible for now to see Video 360 that was implemented on Facebook using virtual reality headsets. Mark, come on, really? Just using the headset, we may see 360 video content distributed by YouTube, by Facebook, and other streaming platforms on the world. It is, thanks to Bifrost technology, that easy. Okay, let's go back to our presentation. Okay, I've lost my controller. So, as you see, everything is achievable through technology. And even smart company may be faster, may be smarter than giants with enormous budgets. This is only a smart feature that I present you. But it is a good example. Then one small feature may be a huge step, a huge accelerate in the race with giants like GoPro, like Google, and like many other of them. So, as I told you, last year we started our journey with some briefing with VC and other capital based companies. And after that year, when they told us that it's impossible to do the things that we are doing every day, we took part in 34 events in 9 countries, 21 cities, when about 30,000 of visitors saw our content, our production, our products. We found trade partners in many countries, etc. USA, Holland, Germany, Singapore, France. And there are 2 companies, one from Taiwan and one from Singapore, that are going to put on the Kickstarter products that are based on Bifrost technology. It is all thanks to that the Polish VC companies kicked our asses. Now, we became a partner of Global OSVR Consortium. As Intel, as Ubisoft, as Razer, as Leap, we are one of companies in this group. So Bifrost is the Polish first and one of the first in Europe companies that are in this Global VR Consortium. So, as you see, if for your product there is no place in one country, in one region, you should be happy, because it probably means that you are global by design. So, my name is Paweł Surgiel. I am CEO of Bifrost Company, a first virtual reality technology-oriented company in Poland. And one more thing, I always wanted to say that. In next year, there's a company called GoPro that I mentioned here several times that is going to put on the market 2 very hot products. One is 360-degree video for virtual reality applications, camera rig, because virtual reality, as I said you, is going to be one of the hottest industries in the world. And another product, in my opinion, a little bit delayed, that our GoPro is going to put on the market is unmanned aerial vehicle, called a drone. So they're going to put that 2 products on the market, probably in April or May 2016. What would you say if I tell you that with Bifrost we're going to combine that products and we're working on the first drone in the world that is able to capture 360-degree video for virtual reality applications from the aerial. One example? Just give me a second. The first 360-degree video shooted from unmanned aerial vehicle, combined as a one device. You may look around, up and down, up and left. And now imagine how it is like to put virtual reality headset on your head and make possible to one of the biggest mankind dream, how it is like to be a bird, come true. All possible by technology or achievable through technology, and of course the Bifrost technology. That's the way how small company with global ambitions may change, I hope, some industry.